Okay, so converting our commercially licensed vehicle into a motorhome did take some effort and some knowledge. However, that was very difficult to find. We did go to several different auto plan agents. We tried to find out information online. We did look in several different places, and we were getting conflicting information or getting told different things. So we definitely wanted to produce this video just to be able to share the little bit of information that we did find out in order so that you guys wouldn't have as difficult time as we did in doing this. We have done this in the past, about 20 years ago, but the procedures have changed just a little bit. So we'll go over like the extra little couple things that we needed to do in order to be able to transfer that into a motorhome. So I hope you enjoy this video.
We are the Disadvantaged Journey. Come see this great nation with us. Places we never thought we would see. Meet new people living alternative lifestyles and are very like-minded. We eat incredible food on the road and will even give you some tips if you need them. See wildlife in their element as we cross this great nation through all seasons, sights, and weather. Welcome aboard.
Okay, let's talk about the benefits of registering your van as a motorhome. Now, right off the top, many think that it's going to be cheaper. That may be the case in some cases. However, it has a lot to do with the age of your vehicle, kilometers, all of those issues. And you're comparing apples against oranges. So basically what happens with motorhome insurance is it's a more comprehensive insurance in that it's a declared value insurance. So for example, you say your unit's worth $30,000. So it's a declared value and you're paying insurance based on the value being $30,000. Now, in a regular commercial vehicle, it's, oh, this is a 25 or 30-year-old vehicle and it's going to be worth peanuts. So if it's a total loss, you'll get $700 because we can find a comparable vehicle on Craigslist for that. So that's what the insurance company will pay you. With the motorhome insurance, you're going to get that declared value if it's a total loss. So that's the main benefit that you're going to be getting. It's declared value, so everything you're putting into it's actually worth something. So remember that. So if you're upgrading your solar systems further or you're doing more renovations as you go on, you'll want to up that declared value on your insurance. Now there are a couple other little benefits. For example, if you go to any toll bridges or toll roads, highways, usually a motorhome is a cheaper rate than a commercial vehicle rate. And the same, you could get a reduced rate on ferries or other services that are out there. So just always keep that in mind. A motorhome will usually be less than a commercial vehicle. Okay, so let's talk about what a motorhome is. Basically, by definition, it's a unit that's been designed or primarily used for accommodation. So because it's used for accommodation, the absolute must, no bend rule is that it must have some sort of sleeping facilities in it. Now, in addition to the sleeping facilities, you need to have 3 of the following next few items. So those following items are cooking facilities, refrigeration or icebox facilities, self-contained toilet that's not easily removable, such as a porta potty, heating or air conditioning independent of the vehicle's motor, and a potable water supply system, including a faucet and sink. Now, if you don't meet the requirements, so 3 of those following, or the bed, you do have an option of getting a declared value insurance, but your vehicle would be registered as something else. Such as like a station wagon, a van or window van, or a leisure van as an example. So you still can possibly do it in the end. Okay, so I'm just going to go over a few of the details that were also part of the information that we learned. One of those are that the van or bus conversion to a motorhome must meet the design requirements, like I just basically said, but I'll go into a few more details for some of them, and that the living quarters are permanently attached to the vehicle. Now, the second part of that is that it's most likely going to be considered a U-build. The only way around it not being considered a U-build is if you're an approved secondary manufacturer through Transport Canada. So most likely it's going to be considered a U-build. Okay, so let's talk about the fixtures. So that's basically your stove, your fridge, your toilet, your furnace. All of those items must be attached in a way that it requires tools to remove them. Now, modifications also all must meet the Canada Motor Vehicle Safety Standards, and you can Google that at those safety standards at any time and get them online. Also, all of those fixtures and materials, including plumbing and wiring, must be CSA approved. So if you're buying a stove, make sure it says on it that it's CSA approved. If you're buying a furnace, make sure it's CSA approved. It'll save you a lot of headache and problems in the future. So the next item is our water supply. So basically potable water is fresh water suitable for drinking, and it basically requires a sanitary holding tank with a pump. Okay, so cooking facilities can include refrigerator, a cooktop, stove, or even a microwave. Many of them can be fueled by propane or diesel, kerosene. There's multiple fuels, but when they're ones that require fuel, they must be either installed or certified safe. So that would require an extra step at some point if you're going along with those ones. Now, powered ones or electrically powered ones are also an option. For example, the microwave through battery, solar, or generator. Okay, so we'll talk about the heat and air conditioning. Now, these have to be independent from the vehicle's motor in both cases. What they're typically looking at with a heater is that it has a thermostat system, more like a house would. And they can be basically propane, diesel, multiple gasoline as well. The only thing they can't be is they can't be a plug-in heater that needs another power source outside of it, because that doesn't count on the conversion part. You can use those, but it doesn't count as part of the conversion. And the air conditioning system are usually roof mounted ones, and again, they have to be independent from the vehicle's motor. So the final little bit of information we'll talk about is holding tanks. So if you have a sink or a shower, you'll require a gray water tank. And if you have a static toilet that's installed in the unit that's not removable, that's basically, you'll require a black water tank. And that's it. So the biggest piece of information is basically once you know what you need to have done, the things that you need in your unit, you do them all, you get any fuel devices or systems inspected and approved ahead of time, and then you can go in and have the vehicle, an inspection done on the vehicle. And this would be the same as an out-of-province or an out-of-country vehicle inspection that comes into the country, and they inspect it, a whole list of items that they look at and check off and make sure that they're all operational and working properly and that you comply with everything. And then you can go and take that report along with the new weight of your vehicle, and they can change it into a motorhome. And ta-da, we have a motorhome.